Why do I feel strongly about Amsterdam? Because I feel strongly about Amsterdam. I've met so many different people here, and most of them are nuts.
One of the greatest things about the city is that it's so small and so accessible. You don't need a car. I got here by tram because it's raining, but for the most I cycle everywhere. There are no really high buildings. The sky is always open, so you don't really have the feeling that you're in some big metropolis that's overcrowding you, and you feel free just by the architecture.
Even in the historical center, you still see everybody still living their lives. It's not like a kind of museum, kind of historical center. It's a real people really living. You go to the canals, you see people sitting outside of their houses reading a book when it's sunny, and it's just a really beautiful city.
This is the only city when I've been in my life where I walk on the street and I say, it's good to live here. I like it. It's good to be here. Because it's a very international, because it's a variety, it's a village. And because it's a village, so I can comprehend it.
Amsterdam just embraced me and I embraced it. I've lived here now 16 years and still it is beautiful to me every single day.
It's just Amsterdam. Amsterdam is beautiful, just like this.
What I like about Amsterdam is that it's a whole variety of people. I like all kinds of people and all kinds of cultures, influences, and that kind of stuff.
I think the main reason for me to be here is the variety of people you can find here and the way they treat each other. People are open to different nationalities, more open than compared to most of the other places in Europe or outside. It feels like home already because, well, foreigners feel at home in Amsterdam.
Well, Amsterdam has always been a mixing pot, basically since the 16th century. Amsterdam traded with the world and the world came to Amsterdam. So there was an influx of people from everywhere coming to Amsterdam, and so we were used to having other people here.
I guess that it has to do also with the history of Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a port, and it has been in and out people from other countries. I mean, for years. I mean, for hundreds of years. So that's I guess the mentality of the Amsterdamer is openly to everyone.
800,000 people and 164 different cultures. All right, this is the most culturally diverse city in the world. So the differences are really, really extreme. And here you have these 800,000 people all packed together. And okay, it's a lot of Dutch people, but it's a lot of these international people all having influences and everything. That be your food or your bar conversation, and that's really fun, you know.
I like it. I like meeting other people.
We also have like really nice restaurants. You can get really good food.
It's all kind of kitchen. In Amsterdam, you can eat however you want to and whatever you want to.
And one day you can go Vietnamese, the next day you can go Thai, the day after you can go Ethiopian, and the day after you can go...
For a lot of Chinese, Indonesian, like Greek.
Turkish food, Suriname food, whatever. It's like, yeah, that's what I like about it.
Italian, Spanish, everything. Well, they don't have a Polish one.
You know, my new friends that I met here is just like a new family for me. They don't judge too much, for example, because we are kind of in the same level, maybe, in the same frequency, let's say.
Everybody I met had a story to tell. And I had my own story too. It was a city that I could be myself.
I can be myself in Amsterdam without getting into too much trouble.
I think a kind of mindset of live and let live, and not judging you by how you may look, or not putting you like you belong to that group or that group.
It's a good place to create possibilities, to create opportunities. Fall in that niche for a while, fall in that niche for a while, fall in that niche for a while, and then at some point sort of combine them and come up with my own thing. And I think that probably would have been less possible in other places, just because there's this kind of fluid mentality here that, and the humaneness of it. I mean, that's one thing that has kept me here for a long time, is that I just find it the most humane city I've ever come across.
People are happy. You can see very easily this happiness on the street. Watch this. Go and observe how many persons you will meet today who are riding the bike and singing loudly. This is expression of happiness. They ride the bike and they're happy, tra-la-la, whatever it is. opera, hip hop, doesn't matter what. They're happy to be alive, they're happy to be there. And this is fantastic to see. Creates very good vibration, I love it.
It's a city of extremes, I think. It can be really cold or really warm, but it just depends on the people you come across, you know what I mean? It's like, you say you have on one side the hookers and the drug dealers and everything, and then you have the Christian party, and you know, when you think you figured it all out, you still haven't.
I would say the real Amsterdammer is really giving.
Yeah, I don't know. I just grew up in this place, and all the people. It's also the way they act. It's and usually pretty open. They're usually pretty open people. All the people I know.
Amsterdammers in general are very open. They're talkative. You know, people aren't afraid to talk to strangers. You're never alone. In Amsterdam, you're never alone. I guess that's a good thing.
There's a whole subculture that you will learn about when you live in Amsterdam.
All the creative and quirky people and different people, they all end up in Amsterdam. People are quite open-minded, and there's such a variety of subcultures. You can always find some subculture to your interest, and there always is a place that will welcome you.
It's such a living, vivid city. It's there, and for me, it just doesn't get boring. I think that's the most important.
It is impossible to become bored because there is always so much to do and to see, and there's an abundance of theatre, dance, music.
That's why Amsterdam is getting all those interesting people from all over the world to come here and to stay here, and they also enjoying their life and sharing the moments, and that's why Amsterdam and people living here, they are so interesting.
You really think so?
I really think so.
Okay. So that may be why we have so much fun.
Maybe, yeah.
Because we're fun. We have fun because we're fun. And because it's, you know, I mean, it's still a pretty cool city.
You know, it's easy to complain, always, about everything. About Amsterdam, few things could be better, like the weather, but you can't complain on the weather.
The weather here is fucked up, and that's that.
I like the rain, it's not a big deal. It could be a little bit depressing sometimes.
The weather sucks. The weather sucks, but it's still not UK, so we are still good.
It's a bit of a pity that our local politics aren't so open-minded as they used to be.
Perhaps the government is corrupt.
Perhaps.
Well, probably.
Politically, Amsterdam is, or the whole Netherlands is being run by a government I don't agree with. It used to be a very social and liberal city, and it's becoming more and more conservative.
I don't know, I would say that they want to make Amsterdam look more like Rotterdam or something. They want to modernize Amsterdam, which I think is not really fitting for what Amsterdam is.
There's a big group that I think are trying to ruin it. They move into the Jordaan because it's a really nice place to live, and then complain about the Jordaan Festival making a lot of noise. And they kind of want to change the character, but they want to be in Amsterdam.
In the past 20 years, I've seen it totally yuppified. You know, it's all kinds of chic restaurants and boutiques. You know, the boutique mentality has taken over the pipe.
Now it's like hip bars and hip, you know, organic food stores.
The government decided that we needed to have an art street with a lot more higher income people, so they raised the prices, and everybody who lived here on social housing was kind of moved out.
I guess money always wins.
I'm hoping that there won't come a day where I think that I don't belong here anymore, because I came here to create who I am, and without Amsterdam, that would never have happened.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the cultural life of Amsterdam. I'm not. That's Amsterdam. I believe that Amsterdam will always have that soul. And the future generations, they will always do things, they will always create things. I always have hope.
No, I do too. I'm not worried about Amsterdam turning into the rest of the country, actually. I know that they want to temper it, but I don't think they'll ever succeed in that totally, you know. It's never going to become Breda here or Groningen, you know.
And the things I like about Amsterdam outweigh it much more, so no reason to move.